Let me know when you're ready.
Thank you, Daddy.
I have your blessing.
If making it easy to be an illegal alien isn't enough,
government is another way to say better than you.
In fact, you know how fast a 5-cent hooker goes down.
no sane country would do that.
Cruz and Kasich are in it for a participation trophy.
Oh, no. What you represent to them is freedom.
Hosted by the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash.
Just remember, all hate mail comes to me.
The Southside Mutt Show.
Cheerleader. I don't have the boots for it.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome to the Southside Mutt Show, hosted by the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, and we are digging up the dirt on news. The Southside Mutt Show is every Wednesday, 8 p.m. till 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember to join the live chat. Go to shrmedia.com. Just click on the chat room button and join the conversation. If you want to support the show or support SHR Media, go to Reaver.one and click on the shop button. It's that easy, folks. It really is. How's everybody doing? As I said this morning, I'm doing it's okay. And it's probably going to be a little bit worse because it looks like Crash is running late again and may not make it. He got stuck in traffic. But the big thing is today's my birthday, and I turned 45, and I've never had an issue with a birthday in my life. And for some reason today, I'm just like, 45 is just one of the... Everybody has, it seems like, has that date that gets to them. And for some reason, 45. It's the weirdest number, but I'm kind of like, fuck. Not that much further uphill here. I'm almost at the top of the mountain before it starts going down the hill. But enough about that. Let's see. Where are we? Oh, again. And these are happening so often. All these hate crimes that have been perpetrated on behalf of Trump. I'd say about 95 to 97% of these that I've heard wind up being a hoax. And another one wound up being a hoax, and it's down here in Florida. Volusia County, Florida. Yeah. Supposedly it was a racially charged message, a car that was set on fire, and a stage abduction done in the name of Trump and the KKK. Dun, dun, dun. And so many times we're seeing it. And every time who's it perpetrated by? The so peaceful and loving liberals. Who's the one that was actually getting violent during the protests? The liberals. Who was starting the violence in those Trump rallies? Paid protesters from the liberals. Who's the one that's calling for revolution? Murder? The liberals. But what happened is, a man was looking to blame President-elect Donald Trump supporters for a hate crime. He has now confessed. Vincent Palmer, 27, said that he wrote a message using racial slurs with the words KKK and Trump references, taped to his ex-girlfriend's car, throwing a brick through the back window, dousing it in gasoline, and setting it ablaze. Oh, it's funny. On Fox, now change subject, jackass Geraldo Rivera said complaining about liberal professors is like complaining about weather. And what the fuck do liberals do? They complain about the weather. Oh, what a dumbass that man is. There's something going on where these liberal teachers are. One teacher in California is threatening to give those that are anti-Trump and liberal A's in the class, and if you're a conservative and a Trump supporter, she's going to fail you or something like that. It's the liberals have lost their fucking mind. They're showing their true selves. They're showing that they are radicals. They're not this peace-loving group that they portrayed. Olga Perez Stable Cox. I don't think she's too stable. None of these liberals are stable. They're really scaring me, the violence that's coming out. And on this subject of, you got so many fake reports coming out. But so far, I haven't heard of any fake reports from where the liberals are beating the shit out of and almost killing Trump supporters. This is ridiculous. What this guy admitted to doing. Well, when the woman found her car, she called police, and Palmer came to the scene. And the police noticed he was acting suspicious. Suspicious enough that they started to talk to him. When they ran his name, they found out he had a warrant out for his arrest for failing to pay child support. He was arrested and later released on bail. The next morning, relatives of Palmer's called Daytona police after they received a note apparently written in blood saying, "You will never see your grandson alive again," with the same letters KKK included in the message. When police went looking for Palmer, they found him at a nearby Burger King. A nearby Burger King. He was hiding. Oh, and real quick, that psycho-liberal teacher teaches psychology. I got a story for that in a minute, but when the cops found him, he confessed to fabricating the original hoax in his own abduction and saying the blood on the note was his own. Ah, we got Crash calling in. How are you doing, Crash?
Fuck you.
No, thank you. You're not my type. No, I'm being serious. I'm saying I'm glad that you made
Not
it.
what you said the other night.
I was drunk. I don't remember what I said. What happens when you're drunk stays being drunk. Oh.
Touche, my friend, touche.
So I was exposing another.
I may not be able to stay on very long, but
we'll deal with it as it comes. Another Trump hate crime, another one in the long list, has been exposed as being a fake crime. I think it's like 95.
Hate crime.
Yeah. They burned my car down because I was a Trump, by Trump supporters. They burned my car down, and I've seen churches vandalized and burned, and ends up it was a liberal that burned it down, and they're the ones that spray painted, Trump and KKK all over it. This one was
a college too.
Yeah. Well, college right now, they're talking about in California, the liberal psych teacher, if that tells you where this is going, she basically told her students from getting that if you're a liberal, you'll get an A automatically. And if you're a conservative, you're going to flunk out. You there, Crash?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Well, she's a liberal arts teacher. And it's funny because the one host was saying complaining about a liberal professor is like complaining about weather. What the liberals do, they complain about weather. That's what this whole...
Emily! Sorry.
Let them deal with that real quick. It's... Oh, my God. Liberals have lost their mind. So I was going to tell you a story. Psych teacher. Actually, it was a psychiatrist. This one, I had her as a patient.
Sex ed teacher.
What?
You say sex ed teacher?
No, psych patient. Remember the one that slipped on black ice in 60-degree weather? You were still a rookie. She was like complaining she couldn't feel her legs or any of that. She was psychiatrist.
Where the hell was that?
North end of Lawrence.
Okay.
It was you, O'Day, Carol, myself. I was the driver. The one where I wanted to find something, throw it on her lap, and tell her, "Here's your fucking Emmy," because she was truly faking it. I mean, she said she slipped on black ice, and it was like 60 degrees out that night.
Mm-hmm.
And then we found out she's a psychiatrist, and she pulled out her meds, and she's self-prescribing like 20 different antidepressants and shit. Every psychiatrist that I've come across is pretty much, well, I know why they're a psychiatrist, because they're fucking nuts.
Well, now here's the scary thing about psychiatrists, at least in my opinion. So the psychiatrist, that tends to be a big trend.
Yeah.
Most of them are fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Yet they are attaching, in various legislations, they're attaching the certification of a psychologist on whether or not you can exercise certain freedoms. And I don't just mean the Second Amendment.
Yeah.
I mean other ones as well.
Yeah.
They're saying that a psychologist has to verify that you're of sound mind and body, yet most psychologists wouldn't even meet the definition of that.
Exactly.
Things that make you go, dumbass.
Yeah, it's the liberals. They have literally, and I'm not being figuratively, they've literally lost their minds. But they're showing their true selves, the violence they're perpetuating. I mean, they're showing their true selves as radicals. They're not a peace-loving, God bless you, tolerant, minority-loving. They don't give a shit
But we
about
never
that.
have that.
No, but so many people fell for it, but they're showing their true color, and I love it. I absolutely love it. And, oh, by the way, you're going to have to check your email. I sent you that link for the album. I sent it to you, so you should be able to download everything. But shh, don't tell anybody.
Tell anybody what?
Exactly. So, an entire police force has resigned in Bunker Hill, Indiana. They have walked off the job. One of the reasons, the township was making them share one bulletproof vest.
I would love to see that in a shootout. Hold on, suspect, you're changing firing directions. Let us swap the vet.
And they're also saying that the township was forcing them and threatening them, basically, to do illegal and unethical and immoral things, such as background checks on other town councils to find their criminal history.
Yeah. I'm not surprised.
One gentleman discovered he had cancer and wanted to come back to work full time. The council told him his insurance was costing the town way too much money, so they dropped him down to a part-time employee so they did not have to offer him health insurance.
And you know what?
Obamacare.
That's become more and more commonplace ever since that took effect. There's actually, even in some of the companies that I work with, I've actually heard that fear. I actually know of one case specifically, which was very, very questionable. A middle-aged woman with... Hold on. What's up, Dems?
It's... I mean, it is an actual, and it's been going on since the implementation. But our illustrious government and our illustrious mainstream media that loves to tell the truth so much doesn't tell the story of people losing their insurance. But they push this false and fake news that you can get insurance for $50. The only way you're getting...
So go ahead. Yeah.
The only way you're getting that real cheap insurance is you're under the minimum wage. Well, not minimum wage, but you're making under the poverty line.
I was going to say you're underneath the poverty level guidelines.
Otherwise,
which essentially means you're paying at that point. What you're doing is you're actually really not on the Obamacare. You're actually on Medicaid, but you're on. I think it's like the C tier. There's like different tiers to Medicaid, and one of them you have to pay a portion, but it's minuscule.
Well, they also don't talk about the deductible.
Love that.
The deductible.
The deductible is like $1.
No. Well, in some of these Obamacare, I'm talking Obamacare as a whole, you're still talking $12,000 to $20,000 deductible.
Oh, I can tell you. Okay, now I got 3 points. Number one, going back to the case study.
Okay.
Middle-aged woman, diabetic. She would have episodes at work. Essentially, she needed her insulin adjusted, and she needed to pay better attention to her eating habits, but it's neither here nor there. But she had some complications due to her diabetes. Well, she'd been there over a decade. Good worker, never a problem. The whole health insurance thing changed. It was within, I think it was after the first cycle, so in under 2 years. Once they saw the full impact of this whole thing, they let her go for performance reasons.
Yeah,
honestly, if I'd been her, I would have gone after the fucking company. Number two, you want to talk deductibles? The health insurance that I'm dealing with in my job for my family to be covered, it's damn near 50% of my monthly pay.
Yeah.
Just for insurance. That's just for my health care insurance. Now, after that, I've got deductibles I have to pay, which amount to thousands and thousands of dollars a year. I've got an initial deductible that I have to pay. I have to pay, I think it's the first $1,000 or $1,500 of all my medical expenses for the year. Once I'm up to that point, then the insurance kicks in, and I have a standard deductible where it's like it's like $20 a visit. And then if I reach like $10,000 in the course of one calendar year, then my insurance will pick up the full tab.
Yeah,
Are you freaking kidding me? It's actually you can't even afford to go to a doctor. You're paying for insurance that you can't use because once you're done paying for the insurance, you can't afford the copay. It's ridiculous.
The affordable is unaffordable. That's what it comes down.
I had a third.
Sorry.
I had a third point.
That was my bad.
What was my third point? Do, 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 do. What were you bitching about before?
I forget.
Let's see. You were talking about the affordable health care, how it's unaffordable.
How we need to get dictionaries to Democrats.
No, that's an old topic. Shit. I had 3 points I wanted to make. And I think the one that I'm missing was actually the one I really wanted to make.
I know I was talking about how the Democrats are actually radicals and how violent they're turning. Was that part of it?
Oh, fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news. Okay.
This should be good.
So I have a family member. Now, for those of you that maybe haven't been listening to our show that long, I'm about the only conservative in my entire family on the East Coast. If I want to have a conservative conversation, I have to talk to somebody on the West Coast, most specifically the southwest corner. Because, the family I've got in California, we don't count them. Anyway.
Well, the one he talks on the East Coast for the conservative conversation is me.
Yeah, but again, Florida is kind of like an uncounted area.
Hey.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, Florida is such a hodgepodge of everybody. I mean, it is. It's such a
no fancy
mix.
words here.
Hodgepodge is fancy. Anyway, so I had a family member put a posting on social media, and it was a Venn diagram. A little more advanced Venn diagram than just the 3 circles, but it was superimposed on a bar graph. So you had and it was all the different media and news stations. And they were all rated based on, were they more left-leaning, right-leaning, and how reliable the information was. Like, was it in-depth? Was it more spin? Was it more just opinionated articles? Now, here's what I got a kick out of. You've got, like, the Huffington Post, the Blaze, InfoWars, and a handful of others. They were literally in areas either on the far left, the extreme left, or the extreme right as fake news sites. That's actually how they were labeled. Unreliable fake news. CNN, Fox, stuff like that was more in the middle, and it was kind of like, yeah, it's not too bad. You just might have to look into it a little bit more. What I got the biggest kick out of was under most reliable and in-depth news coverage, Vox was one of the ones listed. And I damn near fell out of my fucking chair laughing.
Vox?
You know what Vox is? Vox, V-O-X.
No, to be honest, I've never even heard of it.
Uh-huh. Look it up. It's not a news site. It's a blog. It's an opinionated website where they take news articles and then explain them in a way that the common person can understand. It's mostly opinionated pieces. They do a very good presentation of it, but it is a left-leaning site. They even flat out say that on their website and in their profile. They are left-leaning.
You know what? I have no problem if a site does that and they're doing that and they say, listen, we're left-leaning. This is what we do.
Oh, no.
Go for it.
But this is when I get a kick out of it. And that's fine.
No, but I know where you're going.
They're being advertised by other places as this is one of the best places to get the most informative, true news. Like, it's fucking opinionated articles. It's all opinionated shit. And honestly, half the stuff that they write, it's fucking comical. I mean, I've looked up just the same as, yes, I've read crap from the Blaze. I've read stuff from Huffington Post. I mean, that covers both the extreme left and the extreme right. If you read stuff from both of them, yes, I've watched stuff from InfoWars, which for some of that I have to put on my tinfoil hat. But the thing is, if you really want to know what's going on, in all reality, you have to look at those sites because it is, yes, they are extreme leaning in one direction. But if you get past what they're actually saying in some of this stuff, and you just watch the interactions with the public because it's all unedited. So you've got a reporter out there with a handheld camera, and he's talking to college students and he's talking to protesters and everything, and you're seeing these people's reactions unfiltered. I'm sorry, that's the real story right there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going off of. When I'm saying that these people are pieces of shit and human waste, it's not based on a news reporter saying, it's based on me watching freaking videos. Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. I don't give a crap what some commentator says because, again, that's his point of view. I don't care what his point of view is.
There's no true news agencies out there. They all give opinions because everything is based off of one's. Help me out here. What I'm trying to explain.
Well, you're going to have your own personal biases based on your own personal experiences, based on your own demographics, based on where you live and what you're exposed to. I mean, if you've only ever been exposed to Silver Spoon, Upper West Side living, and everything's been handed to you, that's your entire outlook on the entire world. You go to work in a manufacturing plant and somebody tells you to get off your ass and do your job, you're not going to know how the fuck to take that because you've never been exposed to it. So you're always going to be biased. Yeah. You're going to always have that type of bias.
We have bias, and I know that. That's why we don't do it. We don't do a news. It's a talk show. It's us. I mean, we try our best to back up everything we say, but it's
honestly one of the things I like most about the way that you and I do it is, one, we are very adamant this is a commentary talk show.
Yeah.
That's what this is. Okay, yes, we are both conservatives of different degrees on different topics.
Yes.
I mean, I'm more extreme on certain topics. You're more extreme on others. There are some liberal sides that you and I do agree on, but the the thing I like most about how you and I do this is, let's say, a topic that we've gone over it numerous times, the Second Amendment.
No,
Yes,
we've never talked about that.
We'll hammer that in with both of our points of view. But if we really get into a discussion about it, if there's a real thing going on with it, whether it's pro or against it, one of us, every single time, it's always happened this way. In what, damn near, how long have we known each other? 20 years?
Something like that.
Where the person that's more adamant will stay on that, and the other person will revert to a devil's advocate, even though they don't agree with the
Well, we did that in EMS.
They will go on the attack as a liberal because it helps reinforce the points and it helps challenge the status quo. What the hell happened to your face?
Uh-oh. The fun of kids. One of the points, me and my dad were talking.
For next Halloween,
I don't know which state it is, but they want to legalize carrying of weapons inside of a sporting event. I'm against that. You have too much alcohol. Too many fights break out of those things. But I could see the other point of safety.
That's exactly where I was going to go.
But there's too much alcohol. In most states like Florida, you actually can't carry if you're drinking or if you're in a place of nuisance, which is a place of alcohol. There's some borderlines with it, but I think it's an inappropriate place to be carrying.
Well, it's like a borderline. Okay, if I've got a CCW, if I got a concealed carry permit, could I go into a nightclub, bar, strip club, and be packing my .45? No. Can I go into an Applebee's and have dinner with my wife?
Yes.
Yeah. Technically, they still serve alcohol.
As long as you don't sit at the bar in Florida. As long as you don't sit at the bar. If you're sitting in the restaurant area, you're fine.
Yet now, I do remember from living in Florida that certain, and I don't want to use the name because it is specific to Florida and everybody will know exactly what it is. There was, at least I know of, one bar and grill where they specifically said you are not allowed to carry. It didn't matter where you sat. They did not want the firearms in there, and the reason was because it didn't matter just based on the environment and based on the people that always came in there. It was never overly rowdy, so to speak, but it didn't matter where you sat. Everybody was ordering pints of beer. Everybody had a pitcher of beer sitting on their table. Everybody was doing shots and eating dinner. So it was essentially the whole damn place is just a fancy bar with tables, and that's how they presented it.
Well, it's not technically a ban. It's the owner saying that they don't want it. They legally can't do anything except ask you to leave. But if you go into a bar, an actual bar or a club carrying, they can call the cops and you can be arrested. If you're in a restaurant, even if there's beer at the table, you're not at the bar. And don't forget, since you left Florida, they did a 100% revamp of all of the gun laws.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Actually, let's clarify that. When I'm speaking of when I lived in Florida, that was 15 years ago?
Roughly? It was prior to the 2006.
No, it was earlier than that. I was out of Florida by then.
Right, but I'm saying that's when they redid the law. I believe it was 2006, and they did a constitutional change on everything. I mean, it's to the point that local cities can't change the gun laws at all, can't make them stricter. If they do, they could be immediately removed by the signature of a governor.
Well, yeah, other than the fact that your governor's a fucking candy-weighting pussy, but that's beside the point.
Well, what did he do? What did Rick Scott do? You got fat-ass Chris Christie, who hasn't done shit for Second Amendment rights.
I was just getting ready to go on the attack about Christie. But, no, with Rick Scott, wasn't he the one Oh, no, wait. No, that was his sheriff. That was one of his sheriffs that said, if you're open carrying, we'll deem that as a threat and we'll shoot you. Never mind. That was the county sheriff.
Yeah, that was Pinellas County.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you want to go on Chrissy? You want to go on that fat fuck?
Oh, I don't like him.
He's oh, here, you'll love this. He's working on a book.
How to shut down a lane?
What he's saying is, well, yeah, actually somebody said it needs to be a pop-up book with a bridge that pops out at you. But he says he wants to work on a book. He wants to write a book. Okay, about his time in office. Blah, 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 blah.
Is he going to make the full term?
Whatever. He's saying that he will. And honestly, he's got a year left. Other than him resigning, there's nothing we can do to get him out. We're stuck with him.
All right.
But in any case, this is what he's doing. He wants the book to go to publish this year. In 2017, he wants it to be on the shelves. Now, here's the problem with that. There is a state law that 100% prohibits a sitting governor from profiting off of any book that is written by him, and I think, or about him. So while he's currently the governor, he can't profit off of this, but he wants to. So he's working on cutting a deal with the legislature that will give anywhere from a 4 to 10% salary increase to go into effect immediately. And part of that bill is the removal of the ban on book publications. And gee, let's see, why would he want to still be the sitting governor when his book goes to publish? Maybe because he'd be more influential, maybe because his name's still in the spotlight, more people will buy it, and so he's going to make 10 times the amount of money off of the book sales, and they've already estimated we'll be on the hook for at least an additional $10 million a year in salary increases. Jesus. On top of all the crap we already can't afford. Yeah, that fat fuck.
I'm glad I'm out of that state. I am so glad I'm out of that state.
You know, and the worst thing is I've defended him on a lot of stuff. Now, yes, his Second Amendment record, he's always been abysmal. He's a piece of crap. He's a lying sack of shit.
He didn't want to change the Second Amendment laws in the state of New Jersey until he started running for president. Then it was, oh, yes, let's make this more constitutionally based.
He didn't even, and the only thing he did was, I'm going to assign a commission to investigate. Yet there's never been a report. There's never been any public statements by the so-called commission. Nothing's ever come to light from it. And he's done, the only thing he has done in regard to the Second Amendment is he has not farther encroached upon it. He hasn't made things more difficult.
Oh, God, that's so nice of him.
Yeah. But everything, but you know what, a lot of the other stuff, I mean, I stood up for him. I did. I stood up for him on some of this stuff because it was refreshing. It was a change of pace from the normal bullshit. I mean, his whole, the tax cap thing, it was like, okay. And then all of a sudden, now that it's like, ever since he lost the nomination and now he's essentially completely fucked out of having any type of federal office from Trump's administration, he's jacked up our gas taxes. He's trying to undo laws that restrict him being able to profiteer. He wants to undo them. Now, this guy was an attorney general.
So basically what he's doing is he's trying to appease the liberals to give them what they want so that he can not get kicked out. Well,
no, the thing is, the process alone, he wouldn't be able to get kicked out. What I think it is, I think he's burned his bridges so fucking bad with the conservatives. He knows he's done. He will never again be able to do anything in the Conservative Party.
Oh,
I think he's trying to set himself up to where if it comes down to survival, he'll switch to the other side. He's not loyal. He does not. He is unloyal. So it wouldn't surprise me at all. Actually, oh God, was there a politician from Florida that did that?
Charlie Crist. I'm a Republican. I want to be a senator. Now I want to be governor. Now I want to be senator again. Oh, you're not going to let me run as senator? I'm going to be an independent. I'm independent. Oh, I lost it. I'm a Democrat. I want to be governor again. Oh, I lost the governorship.
Yeah.
I want to be senator again. Holy shit, is that guy... Oh, we got to take a break. We're way past the break, and I got to make an announcement. There will be no live Sackheads radio show tonight. Sackhead Sean was in an accident, and he's feeling pretty banged up. Clint is running. No, he actually. He got banged up slightly, and he's just sore. Nothing major. So, Clint is running 102 temperature. BZ's got laryngitis. Yeah, and I immediately asked, what's going on? Has this liberal upset, this panty waist hurt, kind of like morphed into an actual like bug running through California? And the only thing he said was, that's exactly what... He goes, that's exactly what Clint said. That was what Clint...
I was just thinking that. I was like, all these guys live in California, too.
Yeah. They all live in California, and now there's like this massive... It's like, oh my God. Guys. God damn it. So we're going to take a quick break, so there's no live Sackheads radio, but we do have Ken the Exceptional Conservatives right after us. We'll be right back after these brief messages.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show, also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
Now, at Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our Gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. And we also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
The bloviating Zeppelin. He's big-footed enough radio shows to last a lifetime, courtesy of Sean, Clint, Ken, and Jersey Joe. Now it's time for him to waddle on his own 2 feet. Via the glorious SHR Media. Gird thy loins for the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon. Coming soon to Ossicles near you. Excelsior.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplansdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You gotta You didn't build that.
A team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutts Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reverbcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reverb Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reverb of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
Yeah,
and welcome back to the Southside Mutts Show, hosted by the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, and we are digging up the dirt on the news. The Southside Mutts Show is every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. till 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember to join the live chat. Go to shrmedia.com and click on the chat room button, and that's why I told you 10 seconds, you ding-dong.
Yeah, what can I say? I don't give a fuck.
It's more fun. Yeah, it's these politicians, and that's why Chris Christie, he never had a prayer. Never. And for so long I heard, oh, he's going to be president. No, he isn't. The fat ass would never be president, and I knew it. And I'm going back a year before when the talks first started bringing him up. I knew he wouldn't.
No, see, here's the thing. Yeah, in all honesty, here's the thing. How many people also said that Trump would never be president? Too?
Yeah, no, but he.
The thing, honestly, you want to know what pisses me most off about Christie? Was him getting elected, especially him getting a second term. I had true hopes for a change in the state, that we would start seeing more Republican influence, that another Republican governor may have a shot. We might actually be able to start moving in a different direction. He has screwed things up so badly. There won't even be conservatives that will vote conservative again in this state.
Oh, no.
I mean, this state is so thoroughly fucked as being 100%. I mean, we're essentially a miniature California. Better air quality.
They're mini California.
That's about it.
Mini California, that's funny. I don't know. I don't know what the solution would be either. I mean, there's nothing you can do about that at this point.
Well, I know what the solution is. I want to move the fuck out of this damn state.
Well, that's one. I mean, then they wonder why some. But the problem is, that pisses me off. I learned my lesson. Not that I always voted liberal anyway, but I made sure that I started voting conservative. I got the hell out of a state that was destroying itself. All right? And now you have all these people that are evacuating New York and New Jersey because of the shit politicians there. And what do? They vote for the same cocksuckers when they leave.
Every time.
Yeah. So now Florida's getting destroyed by these same cocksucking politicians.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, you can quote me on that.
No, and the other fucked up thing is, I mean, this is the one I get the biggest kick out of is, like, okay, a state like New Jersey, because we've already seen it. Because of the millionaire tax, which I find fucking ironic, because the millionaire's tax applies to, I think, anybody that makes over $250,000. I'm sorry, how does making $250,000 make me a millionaire?
Yeah,
But I have to pay the millionaire's tax, and they're saying, well, it's your fair share. So all they're doing is, fuck this shit. This is fucking crap. They're moving to states that are more in line with what's going to be beneficial to them, to their family and their business and everything else. Mm-hmm. So then what does New Jersey do? Nope, they don't learn their lesson of this. They just turn around and say, oh shit, we just lost our cash cows.
No, we're going to lower the limit down.
Lower. And they keep fucking doing it. And you know what?
Well, here's the hang on. Let me intercede, because there was a college girl, and that's what the host had asked her. What happens when all those millionaires? There'll always be a 1%er.
Yeah, and you know what? And she's correct. There always will be a top 1%.
Yeah, I know that, but it's
what you do. It's a mathematical problem. Mathematically, it is true. But she's using the top 1% as saying these guys are billionaires. Well, eventually your top 1% is going to be the guy making $20,000 a year.
Yep. They don't understand that, and they weren't told that.
No. Well, that's because they're the colleges are all liberal-leaning. It's all SJW snowflakes. And it's all the rest of this happy bullshit. I mean, you've got Rutgers University, a state university they're now publicizing. Not only are they what the hell is it called? A safe zone or a sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
They're a sanctuary university, not just for the students, but for the faculty. Not just the students and the faculty, but also their family members. So if you're a student and you're worried about your parents, have them move on campus. We'll provide them with room and board. We'll help them out. We'll make sure that they don't get deported. I'm sorry, that's my fucking tax dollars that are going there. Fuck you.
And that's what they don't realize is that they can start losing federal funding.
Tuition there? They absolutely should. They should lose all their federal funding. You're breaking the fucking law.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, when are they going to get it through their heads? They're breaking the law. I don't care if it's 5 miles over the speed limit. Yes, there's different penalties.
Do you know what pisses me off?
There's one penalty.
When I ask them, are they going to give me sanctuary if I go rob a bank? Now you're just being an asshole and blowing out of proportion. You can't compare it. No. Where do you draw the line? And what federal laws do we break and which ones do we ignore?
It's breaking a law.
Well, I also said rape, but I was told I was even being a bigger asshole about that one. But no, it comes... Where do we draw the line?
I mean, you know what? Honestly, you know what? I mean, okay, playing devil's advocate, I can kind of see, pushing it with certain types of crimes, like murder, more heinous crimes. But, okay, the guy that jumped over the White House fence and got into the one wing.
He should live there.
But he was charged with terrorism and trespassing, all the rest of it. I'm sorry, why? Give him sanctuary. You gave everybody else sanctuary to jump the fence. They're all technically trespassing. It's a similar type of law breaking. So why is it a U.S. citizen gets less rights than an immigrant? Why?
And what even chaps my ass even worse, because a lot of them come from the South American states. Not all. Yeah, try going into Mexico illegally and then claim they're being too harsh.
Oh, Christ. But there's a fucking road. It's a known road in, what is it, Southern California, where if you make the wrong turn, you will cross the border. That U.S. Marine, that was going out for the weekend shooting, made that mistake. He got locked up.
He was moving from Florida to California.
What's that?
He was moving. I don't mean to correct you. He was moving from Florida to California.
Oh, he was moving. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. But in any case, so he was hit with like weapons trafficking and all the rest of this shit. They couldn't. I mean, they were having a hard time getting a freaking ambassador to speak on his behalf, to get a senator to speak on the guy's behalf. That was an honest mistake. And he was locked up for how long?
Months.
And our State Department was essentially just like, yeah.
And he was an active duty Marine.
He broke their laws. He has to deal with it down there.
Yeah, but he was an active Marine, and it was a requirement of the president, which you told me about. He was required to act immediately because an active Marine was being held unjustly. And he never acted. And that pissed me off. He never once made a phone call. Yeah. He could have just said, hey, we're going to revoke your food stamps from your country. Release them.
No, but you have to remember, what is it? What has Obama been working on? What's one of his legacies?
I don't know.
This whole Trans-Pacific Partnership and the whole, integration of South America with North America.
Thank you for reminding me. Thank you for reminding me. Remember that arms trade treaty that the UN wrote up and John Kerry signed on, and he needed the Senate to ratify, and he's been trying to put it through since 2012. He put it in again.
The small arms ban or whatever it was called.
For the umpteenth time, it would mandate that we have a registry here in the United States. It would restrict certain people from buying firearms. It would impede on our Second Amendment. But he put it through again. The same senators have shot it down. Huh?
They said we're in December.
He has
over half this month. They're all on vacation.
Yeah. But and also he has just over a month left. Just over a month.
Well, here's the funny thing is, did you see the report that is something like 40? I think they're up to 40 plus delegates are requesting a briefing from like the NSA or somebody on the Trump-Russian connection before they will cast their ballots on Monday. So until they get a national security briefing,
which the Democrats said that they should be offered it, which then made them say, we want to see it. Because by saying that they should see it, knowing that they can't see it, now they put doubt, because now it goes, oh, there's some kind of intelligent briefing that connects the two together. Oh, my God, what's going on? So you make this false assertion that...
I was going to say, the fact of the matter is, it's a national security briefing. Unless you've got certain level of clearance, you're not allowed to see that shit. That's the president gets.
They can't. They won't even confirm or deny the existence of it.
Well, they can't because it's a national security thing.
I know.
And what most people don't realize is these delegates, these guys they're handpicked and appointed by friends that are high up in the political parties. These people are not politicians. I mean, they're fucking nobodies that just paid off the right person. So
sometimes you win elections in states. You can run for the position. But, but the point is, it's a false... It's a blanket... it's an outright lie that they could say it's there. Because you can't disprove it. They can't see it even if it was there. It just adds doubt into their mind. It's the Democrats playing games like little children. And, I mean, I'm getting so sick of this fucking Russia shit. It is...
Well, I hate to cut this short.
All right,
but
take it easy.
I'm still in the doghouse.
Yep.
So
peace.
I will catch up with everybody later. Have a good night.
All right, bye. This whole Russia thing, it's I'm over it. There is zero proof. Supposedly, some CIA anonymous source went to the media, the left-leaning media, and said, we know who this person is. Now, I'm going to leave with just this. I probably won't stop here. I'll probably keep going, but I'll try to. When has Obama not gone after a whistleblower or someone who has exposed top secret information? He has put it on billboards almost on everybody that's done it. He would have put this guy's name out there. They would have broadcasted, this is the man that did it. This is who it is. We need him arrested. It would have been broadcasted all over the place. They don't have anybody. They're making false assertions, outright fake lies, false bullshit to try to cause more problems for Trump because they can't combat his policies because his policies are going to be successful. And they know it, and they know if he's successful, they are fucked. And with that, it's the end of the Southside Much So. Coming up next is Ken, the Exceptional Conservative. Again, we do not have a live broadcast tonight for the Sackheads Radio. Everybody is under the weather out in California. And I'll be back tomorrow with the Reaver of Common Sense. And everybody, have a great night. We'll see you next week. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.